Howdy people, and welcome back. Thanks for following along. Today we are looking at more 18650 batteries, and as you'll see, this is going into a solar light, and the solar light is underpowered or under batteried. How would you say that? I don't know, you tell me, but let's fix this. One of the solder joints came off of the solar panel, so we had to fix that real quick before we start. So here we go. We have our solar light, the extra battery, and the spot welder, and trying to get this camera set up on top where you guys can see what's going on. And this is our new battery that we're going to add into that, and we're testing everything out, make sure everything works to begin with, and then we'll tear it apart. Hope it works at the end. We are removing the cover, and then once we get out of there, we'll take those screws out, and this should give us access to the battery underneath it. You can see under there that there is just one battery under there, and the problem that you have is it doesn't recharge on a cloudy day, and then it will use the whole battery up that night. And so it really cycles the battery down to zero a lot, even just on a regular day. So it really takes the lifespan out of these batteries. It's really underpowered, and we're going to make it work better. It's nice this cord pulls through, gives us more room to work with. So the battery's out, now we're cutting off the protective wrapper, and we've got to get this unwelded from the lead wires. Positive and negative, we've got to get those detached while trying to save the tabs so we can reuse them if possible. You see here on the label, this is a 1200 milliamp battery, which, so in addition to it only being one battery, which doesn't provide a lot of power, it's about the lowest energy 18650 you can buy. So it's a really cheap battery all around. We're trying to remove the tab without breaking the weld on the wire. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, we'll have to solder this back together. Okay, there may be enough on the positive that we don't have to do that one, so let's give it a shot. First thing we are going to do is we are going to rough this up with a little bit of sandpaper so that the solder will adhere a little better. We have our solder and we have our flux, a little bit extra if we need it. I know the wire itself, solder wire, is supposed to have its own flux, but you never know. But anywho, so we're heating this up. The important thing here is we're not doing this on the battery, because you don't want any of this heat to go into the battery, because the heat from this will degrade the lithium battery. It's very bad for it, so you don't do any soldering on the actual battery itself. And in case you're wondering, my soldering iron is on the cheaper end. It's not very good, so we're working through what we can, but it makes it a little harder because it's a cheap soldering iron. Okay, we've got our spot welder out, and you see we've got the two batteries. We are putting two lithium batteries in here, which is effectively going to double the capacity of the battery and should help it last a little longer on a daily basis, and just overall lifespan of it should last longer than with just one battery. This spot welding is super easy to do, but it would be nice if I had like a little vise or clamp, something to hold them together while I'm doing this. It'd make it a little bit easier, but I can't complain. We've got the two batteries together, and now we have to install the double battery in to the positive and negative where the single battery was in the original light. Do not mix up the positive and negative of the battery. And as it turns out, there was enough of that tab left over for the positive, so now we're just going to trim and put the negative on. You'll see in the background when I touch this, the light's already turning on, so that's a good sign. And we're going to go ahead and test this before we assemble it, just to make sure, and you can see it passes. We are putting in new double-sided tape to hold the batteries in here, which essentially is what was there to begin with, but this will just be a little basically wider to hold two batteries. Putting it back together, one more test just to make sure, and it's still working, so we'll go ahead and get this lid back on here, and I think that'll finish this project up for today. Okay, that's all for this video, guys. Maybe in a future video, we'll have ripe mangoes, maybe. Subscribe, like, share, follow along, ants. Any of those fun things? All right, talk to you later. Bye.